Greetings. Like many of you, I am home now self-quarantining because of the coronavirus, and most likely we will probably be in this situation all the way through Passover, which this year, the first night of Passover is on Wednesday, April 8th. And like many people who observe Passover every year, many people go away to hotels, or they travel to destinations, or go to their local synagogue, or join with friends and family where they participate in someone else's Seder. And this year, since it's likely that the epidemic is not going to be finished by the time Passover arrives, many of us have canceled their plans and are going to find ourselves home leading our own Seder. And for some of you, this is going to be the first time that you've done it. So I thought that perhaps it would be helpful to have a little Passover tutorial for how to run your own Seder if this is what you're going to be doing this year. So first of all, what you'll be needing is a Haggadah, which is has the whole Passover Seder service in it. I happen to be using here the Art Scroll Family Haggadah, but there are many other kinds that you could choose. And what you're going to need on your table is you're going to need a Passover Ka'ara, which is a Passover plate, which has all the items that you use during the Seder and refer to. You can see the arrangement of how they're placed on the plate here. We're going to be using a toy Passover setup here. You'll also need matzah, which we're also going to be using toys here. So here is matzah. This is a matzah, special matzah cover, which has 3 slots in it because you're going to need 3 matzahs to stick inside. If you don't have a special Passover cover, it's perfectly acceptable to just make a stack of 3 matzahs. But we're going to be needing the 3 matzahs for the Seder. And you're also going to need a cup. Every person should have a cup for the drinking of the wine or grape juice. We have the toy wine bottle right here. You're going to need a dish of salt water for dipping. And we're also, traditionally, when we drink the 4 cups of wine at other points in the Seder, we lean. So have a pillow that they use, and when it's time to lean, you just lean to the left side on your pillow. We start with the recitation of the order of the Seder, which, if you're following along here, is on page 19. Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, Magid, Rachza, Motzi, Matzah, Maror, Korech, Shulchan, Orech, Tzafun, Barech, Hallel Nirtza. First item of the Seder is Kadesh, which is Kiddush. And for that, we're going to be drinking the first cup of wine, so everyone should have a full cup of wine for this. Savri Maranan V'Rabanan V'Rabotai Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei Peri Hagafen Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher bachar banu mikol am v'romamanu mikol lashon v'kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'yava moadim l'simcha chagim uzmanim l'sason et yom chag hamatzot hazeh zeman cherutenu mikra kodesh zecher li'yitziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim moadei kodshecha v'simcha v'sason Hinchaltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Shehechiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Now everyone drinks the first cup of wine. We lean to the left and we drink. Should preferably drink at least the majority of what's in the cup. Next thing, which is Urchatz. Everyone goes and washes their hands, and unlike the way we wash our hands for eating bread, we do not recite a bracha for this. Then we come to the next part, which we'll take our ka'ara, and we will remove the part which is called the Karpas. which is a leafy vegetable, which is here shown, looks sort of like parsley, but some people have a tradition of parsley, other people have a tradition of other vegetables. In my family, we had the tradition of using potatoes and onions. Grab your parsley, and we're going to dip it into the salt water. Everyone should be having in mind that the bracha that we're making for this karpas should be applying to both this vegetable and also the vegetable, the maror, the bitter herb that we're going to be eating later. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri ha'adama. Eat, leaning. Next comes Yachatz. For this, we're going to be using the matzah. So we pull our matzah, which is on the table, and we're going to take the middle matzah, which for the middle matzah we have here an inflatable matzah ball, but we'll pretend that this is the middle matzah, and we're going to break the matzah. And it's going to break into two pieces, which I don't have two pieces, but we're going to take the larger piece, and we're going to put that into a bag for the afikoman, and we're going to save this for later. We're going to need this at the end of the meal. So we put this, we're going to hide this away so that we can find it later, and hopefully that doesn't go missing before we need it.